Hello and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. Here I am, I'm back on the main planet, and I brought back some boxes of stuff. I've got some solar panels that I can put out here as and when if the energy starts to run a little low here. How are we doing at the moment? Current generation capacity on this planet is 60, we're using 20 or whatever, but we're not researching or anything at the moment. Are the science towers actually sciencing? I can't see. They're behind the horizon. And I've got a big box of titanium and a big box of silicon for when we need it. So, I want better energy. Graphene works reasonably well, but its recharge rate, fuel chamber generation, is only plus 60%. So if I'm flying, I'm actively losing power, and if I start doing the super glide stuff, then I definitely lose a lot of power, and space travel is a little tricky as well. So I don't seem to be actively making the blues at the moment, or the reds. Possibly my boxes are full, but that's fine. So I want hydrogen fuel rods. Further development of cryotechnology, hydrogen can be liquefied to make fuel rods with higher energy. High energy fuel rods can greatly increase the mecha's fuel power. So for these we need hydrogen and titanium. And you can see each one of those has got 40 megajoules and plus 200% fuel chamber generation. So we want to research that, and it's not going to take long at all. Probably because, as I said, our boxes are full of stuff. Oh, I wanted the box. Yeah. So we've got lots of science banked. Right, so where is my hydrogen? My hydrogen is here. We've got lots of storage capacity. Now, I'm curious. I'm using all 4 sides on it. Okay, I was wondering whether or not on storage tanks you could set sort of priorities for the in and out and stuff like that. But it seems not. So obviously we want to prioritize science when it comes to the hydrogen. But maybe if I just grab it here, you know. No titanium on this planet. So for the moment I will just be putting a box down. So we'll get a little bit of belt there. And there we go, hydrogen fuel rods. So, they are a component. Here we go. So, made in an assembler. 1 titanium, 5 hydrogen. Might be nice to get like faster assemblers and stuff like that. So if we pop you there, and then we'll put a couple of... Well, I think we can get away with just a single storage box. I'm going to want 8's a good number. That way, if necessary, you can refill your chamber and have 4 spare on you. So you're going to grab from the box and go into the box. Give you a bit of power. And now we'll just come back with some titanium. There's only 1 titanium per thing. So that should be plenty. Right, what I'll do is I'm going to move these out of the way. So there's room for the inputs there. And this will slowly start making me that stuff. Okay, there's a few things I might want to do before we move on to the next thing. Right, so one of them is back here at our basic smelting. Well, for a start, let's actually get that going. So if I go... See, it's 1 second. 1 second to make 1 iron. And I assumed it was the same for these magnetic rings, but it isn't. It's actually 1.5 seconds. It's still only one bit of iron, but it's 1.5 seconds to make 1 magnetic ring. So if I want to fully saturate this, I actually need 3 more of these guys. So that's what we want to do here. Now, you can't junction between the different speeds of belt, but you can get a straight line change on it. And it won't cause any actual issues. I don't like the sound effects they've added to the furnaces. It's a little too harsh. Just sort of like gets in my ear a bit. There we go. That should now be a full belt. Yes. And we have enough mining to sustain both of these as full belts. Yes, okay, so we're doing okay on that. Just want to check on the copper as well. Do we have like a full belt of copper coming out? We're not using copper that quickly, so it's difficult to tell, but that should be okay. Right. So could I invent faster fabrication? Basic assembly, high-speed assembly. Right, that's going to require graphene and these advanced chips. Oh, and... Okay, I can't click it yet, because I need this stuff. Okay. So here we have microcrystalline components. So this is a type of advanced chip that's made with that silicon we just brought back from the other planet. So let's activate that. That's going to lead us to the advanced processor, which is a mixture of these microcrystalline components and our green chips. Gets us our processors. So we want that as well, and then we can get our high-speed assemblers. And we'll have everything other than the graphene. Which is this stuff. Graphene, double-layer graphenes. Right, which we can make out of, I think that's sulfuric acid and graphite. Or you can make it out of fire ice, but we're not going to get our hands on any fire ice at the moment. So we want that. And the other thing that was needed... I think we can already make sulfuric acid. Yes, we can. Which is made with water, oil, and rocks. Right. So we need to produce these things, probably en masse, and that requires copper and the silicon. Well, the silicon is nicely there. So I might want to move that box. I don't know whether these components are used in anything other than the processor. 2 seconds to make 1. Right, well, we're going to need our copper up here. There's our motors. I don't think we've used copper anywhere other than this initial line. It's the only thing that's needed copper so far. Let's put down some landfill. And we're going to assume we're going to want at least 4 machines again. And you're going to make my crystalline components. Now, I'm going to put the copper in here and have it stop there. Because I suspect when not much more is going to want copper. Okay, I could put a splitter in there and route the copper up and over. Okay, we got our processor. But I need room for it to come back down again, so I think we are just going to put a splitter here. I'll repair it using the slow belts. And then we're going to have a nice rapid belt come out to the side. Do I need to prioritize? I'm just afraid that if I put a rapid belt out to the side, it's going to sort of hog all the copper. It still might split it evenly. Let's assume it's going to split it evenly. So if we go to there, and then start working our way up. We want to go high enough that we can go over these things. So that gets us our copper. Right, high-speed assembly machines. This is good. Two seconds. We might want a little more output than that. So we'll make them swing a shorter distance and we'll put 2 of them in. And you can output here. Or you could if some idiot hadn't put a power pole in the way. There we go, we've got our graphene now.
Rare veins scatter around different planets. They will greatly improve production efficiency, so if you find them, collect them and put them as a part of industrial production.
Okay. I'm not sure why I'm getting that message now. Right, now it's possible these things are not going to be needed by much else. So, I mean, I know I'm going to want them for the advanced things at least. I maybe changed my mind on this actually. Do I want these machines to just direct feed into my advanced chip makers? Okay, I need to do this slightly differently. Can I pick up this box and all its contents? I can. Right, I don't want to do a direct feed. Reason being, they produce at different speeds. I don't want the copper coming in here. Although that was just a gap, wasn't it? Maybe that is the best place for the copper. Yeah, let's put the copper back. Just I've got to get green chips, I think, in here. Although again, will the green chips... Oh, I did not mean to press that. Will the green chips be used by anything other than this processor? It strikes me as unlikely. Right, so there's all our silicon. I have a plan forming in my little head. It's probably not a very good plan. Right, so we're going to have another 4 machines making the advanced components. I've got to sort of... If I try and do it all in my head, I'm going to get confused, so I've got to actually start laying this out. So you want these things output. So we can just belt from there to there. That's as far as that belt's going to go. Right. Input. And output. And I think that's as far as those components are going to have to go. If I'm wrong, then we'll worry about that then. So this guy's output can go to here and then duck in like that. Because I'm sure lots of stuff are going to want those processors. So you also want the silicon. Which I will run to there and no further. Right, so you want green chips now. So where, my green chips are currently here, running in this direction. So let's bring those round. So I want it on this line. Actually, I think I'm probably going to be safer if I sort of really take this out the way. Right, so that's going to get you the green chips. And my thinking is that if anything else needs the silicon can work its way in and become the third line here. So it means currently the only thing I've got going in this direction is the advanced chips. Let's grab a load more belts. Let's Mark IIs. We'll grab... Oops. Both of them. Let's do that the other way. Let's put you there. We're not going to pick up any more graphite for energy. Once we've burnt through what we've got, then we can stop. I mean, then we'll switch over to the hydrogen stuff. There we go. Green ships are now flowing. Fabricators are springing into life. And we can sort of see how our production of the components compared to the ratio of these. We're probably not making these quite fast enough. But again, this is for the mall. It doesn't have to be a perfect ratio. It just has to function. Yeah, we're starting to run low on them now, but it'll be okay. Right, so finally we can now get our faster fabricator, which produces 25% faster. Oh no, it needs the graphene, which needs sulfuric acid and graphite. Okay. So we'll produce it over in the oil area, and it can come in and be along here, maybe? Because it's going to need oil. Speaking of which, we are full on oil, so it's a good job we're about to start using some. So, water and stone. 8 stone in a 6-second process. Right, is there stone? There are 21 stone veins there. That appears to be the closest stuff. Right, so we want to get as much stone out of here as we can, and we'll make our graphene there. So I'm positioning these so each one covers as much as possible. That way we can get a nice high amount of stone out of it. Actually, we're going to need lots of water as well from the water pumps. And they of course need to be positioned by water, so... Do we get any information as to how much water we get? 55 a minute, so it's a little less than 6 a second. Probably way more than we need. Right, so let's make our sulfuric acid here. Although, what's it made in? In a chemical facility. Okay. 6 seconds to make 4. I have no idea what the ratios on this are going to be. Water, oil, stone, and then we're going to make lots of sulfuric acid. I think I'm just going to put a long row of them here. So that's 6. And I want you to make sulfuric acid, please. Graphene is also made in a chemical facility. It takes one sulfuric acid. It's also going to take graphite. Maybe I don't want to make that there, because I've got a source of graphite over here, don't I? Which is not being used for anything at the moment. So I'm thinking I actually put them along here. That way I'm sort of building towards where I actually want this stuff to be used. You can really see the curvature of the planet when you build at this latitude. So we'll output our sulfuric acid on this side. And our inputs are going to be here. I probably want the stone on the inside because it needs a lot of stone. It needs 8. And then 6 and 4. Alright, so the water is actually going to be on the outside. Right, so I just got to wire all of these in. And because I'm using the nice fast belts, I should get maximum throughput. Just a few more belts to build. Right, so that's stone. And I want my oil to be next. Sort of, as I said, I want the stuff that's using more components to be closer because the sorters will swing faster. Can I go up fast enough to make it over those? Okay, stick to the ground then. We'll work our way around. So that's going to be all the oil eventually once the bots catch up with the building. So now I just need the water. Go there, go up, and go down again. I like how it sort of ghosts that when I mouse over it like that. I suppose it does it on those ones as well. I've just never noticed. Okay, power. So hopefully that will be all of these powered. Except that one. Let's get a tiny bit foundation. Finish running the water. And I need to get this stuff done. please be making me sulfuric acid? Now with these, there is a place you can sneak power poles in, but only on one side of the machines, it seems. Ah. That might be an issue. Those are in the air a bit. Oh, just lets me grab. So what is it I have to do with this stuff? Make graphene. There we go. See, we are having trouble. Well, we were... Okay, so we use up the stone, and then it takes a while. But then enough stone appears, I think, before the next requirement for it. So we are going to want to put this stuff into a tank. So we'll just put that as high as we can. And we'll start outputting. It's probable I have massively overproduced, but better than underproducing. There we go. That is a full fast belt of sulfuric acid. Ah, that's just because they were doing what they'd stored before they could start emptying. But that's a pretty good production rate, I think. Right. So now I need graphene, which is the sulfuric acid and the graphite. I am going to beef this up a bit. I think we want to upgrade that belt and that belt. And then we're going to add some more miners. Get you power. And I want to increase the amount of this stuff we're making. Probably reroute it as well. So let's delete that. Is this box full? No, it's got that stuff in it. Oops. Give me my power tower back. Make a copy. Foundations are needed. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. That's doubled the amount. Power poles in. There we go. If I need to extend this later, then I can reroute, but for now this is just going to come up here and then head back this way. we are going to make... Right, if the sulfuric acid is going to come out of... Okay, let's stop flying. Sulfuric acid is going to come out of there along here. We will just pop our chemical plants again. Let's orient them the same. Foundation needed. One, two, three, 4, 5, and 6. And you're going to make me this stuff. So later on we can turn fire ice straight into hydrogen and graphene, and that's going to be a lot more efficient, but for now we're stuck doing this. I believe the planet we are orbiting is a fire ice giant. Collectible fire ice, 0.57 per second. Right, so your output is going to be graphene, and you're going to go in this direction. But I need a belt coming in with the graphite. More or less following this line, although I might want to dodge things like oil and so on. I'm trying to... Oh! The lines go away when I'm over the water. That's annoying. Did I fly straight past it? Oh, it's all the way down here. I could try and like do some nice, straight, efficient lines, but where would be the fun in that? Move this wind plant. Shift to copy. Place that back down again. Looks like we'll put another one randomly. So now we just have to grab. Okay. I'll be back once this is built. So the graphene is bubbling away, ready to go to wherever it is we need it, which is just over here. That's pretty good. So, we want to make these level 2 assembly machines. So that's going to need the level 1 assembly machines. So where are our level 1 assembly machines being made? Here. They are going in a box. So, similar to what we did here, we're just going to run a belt up and we'll pop it here. Right, so we've got this sorted. Graphene's going to come out of here, come along here. Now, I don't know whether anything else in the mall is going to want graphene as a raw resource. It's possible it will, and if it does, I will route it along the top here. But just in case it doesn't, for now it's just going to go next to this machine. So those last two bits go down. There we go. And now we can make sure this thing grabs the stuff it needs. Grab chips. It's already grabbing the Mark 1s. Then it just needs to grab graphene. you gonna leap into life? Yes, yes you are. Right, now I noticed that the manufacturer for these guys is actually having real trouble because he actually only has a single gear maker feeding it. So I want to reroute this a bit. Up to there, there. And that lets me extend my gear making a bit. Bit of power. And that will hopefully keep this thing in gears a little better. Yep. Now it's just a question of it picking up fast enough. I upgraded that to the maximum size. One thing I found is annoying is I tried using the upgrade tool to go... Let's see if I can find an example. Where's one of the... Here's like one of the slow ones. I tried upgrading a Mark 1 sorter straight to a Mark 3 and it wouldn't let me. I had to actually get some Mark 2s into my inventory so I could upgrade the in-between step. Which is a little aggravating actually, because I didn't want to have to carry those around with me. That's assembly machine Mark 1s. So you can take my Mark 1s, and I'll keep a few Mark 2s on me just for the upgrade purposes. So this thing should be ticking away. Yep, it's got plenty of resources. So actually grab some. Grab some sorter Mark 2s. Feed it some of my sorter Mark 1s. And I can see that we're maybe having trouble keeping up. I don't know, actually this is going relatively well at the moment, but I suppose there's nothing else using the chips for now. But it still might be worth, if we go upgrade. I am glad that they added that upgrade command before I actually had to start using it. So those should all start to work quicker. How are they doing for raw resources? Yeah, they've got plenty of copper and plenty of green chips and stuff. I suppose the green chips could be running out. We'd have to look along this line to be certain. Yeah, because this is where we're adding them, and it looks like we're keeping up fine. But obviously, we don't have an infinite supply of silicon, but I can always fly back to the other planet to get it. Excellent. Final thing we're going to do in this episode is I'm actually going to dump the graphene. Dump any spare graphene I've got on me. I mean graphite, not graphene. Nope, I was actually out of range. Wondering why it wasn't working. These already have maximum in them. Can I add... Oh, I can. I just have to do it manually for some reason. That's all the graphene out of my inventory, and let's see how many of these guys do we have. We have a lot. So we're going to empty ourselves of that. We are going to grab all of these and power up with those things. And now we can fly without the power dropping. We still lose some energy when we're in the glide mode. We complete a complete revolution of the planet. Our energy should come back a lot quicker. So that's good. Now, it does only stack to 30, but the fact that it's 40 megajoules each, I think means it is better. Still got plenty of titanium in this box. Right, so we'll have to decide what we're going to science for the next episode. But now we can make faster machines. So, goal achieved. I think I spent too much of this episode just sort of doing stuff on camera. I should probably start to do what I did in the Factorio series, which is where I describe what I'm going to do, cut, and then come back to show you what I did. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.